Now I want you to see how I'm dressed. How I'm packed. This is it. This is my these are my urban survival clothes. And this is my urban survival pack. That's it. I could have these on, but I don't like them. Got them tucked away somewhere. So there you go. At present, you're looking at an urban survivor. Beautiful, eh? So the point is, this is what I want you to take away. I've sort of brought the wilderness survival mentality to urban survival. Fundamentally, because wilderness survival encapsulates core survival principles, because it's easier to survive in an urban environment than it is in a wilderness environment. So in a wilderness environment, you've got these four essentials: shelter, fire, shelter, fire together, signalling, water, food. Shelter and fire first, and you should signal immediately, if possible, and then you've got your water next and food. That's the priority. Obviously, it can change if other priorities are met and according to particular demands, but we're not going to go there. There's no point. The point is, I'm bringing that wilderness survival mentality into urban survival for a reason. Within urban survival, those four fundamental points don't change. That's precisely my point. They're universal. They're universal survival points. Wilderness, urban, on the moon, Antarctica, they're always the essential. As a human being, there are four things you must have in a survival situation. You can omit the signalling if you don't want to get rescued. But, getting rescued, they're the fundamentals for every survival scope, for every survival environment. You don't want to get rescued? Well, then it's just shelter, fire, water, and food. It's just the three. Right, you should have shelter and fire together, because the whole point of having fire is to keep warm, as is the shelter. So, now, you're looking at a bloke who looks like he's going to go into the bush. But no, this is still good discipline. It's still good urban survival attire. So these are King G work pants, the hard yakka work pants, very tough. I'm able to climb shit, go through sharp fences without just getting scragged or ripped. They're very tough, durable. And note that I don't expect you to have this sort of stuff straight away, especially if you're a homeless person. There's another reason why this series is for free on YouTube, because a homeless person can access it and get a lot of good tips to get back on their feet. Shoes. They're Adidas X Trail shoes. They're a couple of $100, but they're fucking awesome. They've taken my weight in a beating for several months, and they're still almost new, except the bottom of the soles are very heavy, as they've been getting thrashed by a almost 130 kilo person. Oh, so with this pack on, 160 kilos, 170. It's a very heavy pack. I'm like as strong as a bull, as you can tell. Then you've just got a normal t-shirt, because I'm in a suburban environment. I'm not in the Arctic cold. I'm not in the fucking bush. I'm sleeping in a place, in nice places, mind you. If you kept up to date on my private channel, I've been staying at some mansions. So all you really need in an urban survival situation to keep cool, you don't want to be too warm, you only need to be a bit warm if you start to get cold, is this nice shirt. So there you go, this is what your urban survival looks like. And then, these are the extras. The watch, Casio G-Shock, compass, time, alarm clocks, other nifty features. It's all I ever need. You don't really need a compass in an urban environment unless you're a fucking idiot. But if I decide to just go into the bush, this fucking thing takes me wherever I want to go. I've just got to plot my bearing and go. I'm not going to teach you how to plot bearings, because that's not what this video is about. You just get my point. In this pocket, quick access, Leatherman, Swiss Army knife. As I said in another video, these are the only tools you'll ever need in an urban environment. The blade on this can still do harm, but it's not a big blade, and it's suitable for an urban environment. In an urban environment, if you ask me, if you're carrying anything bigger than this, you should have it confiscated. I don't think you should get arrested, that's just overkill, but yeah, you should be fined for carrying anything bigger than that. You don't need to carry a bigger knife in a sort of an urban environment for any reason. There's no reason you need to take a wilderness knife in an urban environment. So that's where things start to change in an urban survival environment. If you took this shit into the wilderness, I'd laugh at you because it's almost pointless, except for the Swiss Army knife, because you can use some things on this. Some things in this can be very, very helpful, especially the magnification glass to make fire and other bits and things you can do with this Swiss Army knife. But generally speaking, there are other ways to make fire, and it's probably pointless because all you need in the wilderness is a large wilderness knife, 6-8 inch, rather 8 inch, even 10 inch at times. And for fire, as said, you can make your own little fire kit, and that's all you'll need. You don't need this shit. But in an urban environment, it's the other way around. See, with this Swiss Army knife, if I'm hungry, bang, I can use it as a chefing tool. This can also be used to cut wires. There are many instances where in an urban environment, I need to cut wires or cut cord, cut things to do things. This can also cut textiles. I always use it for rags. There is so many things you can do with this. Another use, puncturing the top lid of a bottle to improvise a shower from a large bottle. I take it home, have a few bottles, puncture the top, all over, scrub, next bottle, wash off, towel. One of the best showers you'll ever have, which I'll make a video on about hygiene in the hygiene series at a later date. I'm not talking about that yet, but that's just to tell you a few things that this little fucker can do. You don't need a fucking wilderness survival knife for that. And in an urban environment, that's all you'll ever need. You don't need to go cutting up carcasses and, doing spears and all sorts of shit. Unnecessary. You're in an urban environment, and you're seeing what's involved. Not necessary. The tools that you use in a wilderness situation, not fucking necessary. Almost completely different tools are used in both situations, but the same fundamental principles of survival. That's that. Then you've got your screwdrivers. You can think of a million things you can do with a screwdriver to unscrew stuff. You've got little pliers, a little mini saw. There's so many things you can do with this. It's for fish, measuring thing, magnification glass, corkscrew. I always use this to go into doors. This does pick doors, as you've seen in the other video. But there are probably another 1,000 uses for this knife, and I'm not even kidding you. There are at least 1,000 uses of a Swiss Army knife in an urban situation. Then there's a Leatherman fence cutter, which you'll see at a later time. The usual can opener and bits and pieces. Mini hammer. This can hook on you. Pliers. And you've also got the flint. This is the Striker edition. It's a very expensive one. It's the most expensive one. So you can start fires. You can take this into the bush. It's meant for the bush, this one, but I wouldn't take it again because if you ask me, it's redundant, it's pointless. You just have your wilderness knife and your fire kit and all the other usual tools you carry in the wilderness or you use in the wilderness. So that's my quick access, which I use 90% of the time in terms of tools, if not more. Then your typical other stuff, wallet, phone, but the phone's there at the moment filming. And in my backpack, you guessed it, you saw it the other day, or if you've watched that video already about how I'm living, I've got my PlayStation in here, a projector. But, as I say in the other video, that's not essential to survival. That's once you've procured, once you've ensured your essential survival priorities, and you've maintained them for X amount of time, and you can be sure that you can have a bit of entertainment and enjoyment. So yes, in here is my PlayStation and projector. Also at the bottom here is my breaching kit. There are some fire implements to make fire if I do decide to go into the bush, but that's just got to do with wilderness. It's got nothing to do with urban survival. There's clothes in there. Sometimes I carry soaps. At the moment, there's a book in there. There's my laptop, and there are many, many other things that pertain to the urban environment. But I'm not going to teach you how to do that yet. I'm going to teach you more on how to make a pack in the series. This is just the initializer, you can say, or the initiating video. So you can go from an understanding, a wholesome understanding, and then connect the dots. So I like to teach. So this is it. What I'm trying to say is, this is the Urban Survivor. This is the complete Urban Survivor, and I'm ready to go. So if I want to, right now, travel to the Arctic Pole, all I've got to do tomorrow is start making money, do that for a few weeks, have a few grand, bang, I'm off to the Arctic. Urban survival style. I know where to go too. I know where to hang out, so I know how to get work. Oh, that's fucking too funny. But you get my drift. So this is what an urban survivor looks like. And if you're homeless, I want you to watch all this stuff so you start to get an idea of how you can get back on your feet. Because I want you to be like me. I don't want to be the only person who gets to thrive in the hardest situation just because I may be a bit more talented in some degree in that department. I want you to be as good as me, if not better. I want you to show videos of you doing what I'm doing in a better way. So I'm not like that. I'm not here to tell you, I'm the fucking best there is. I'm here to tell you that this is what I've done, and you can do it too, mate. That's pretty much it. So I hope that this is watched by a lot of homeless people so they get ideas. And not to use it for illegitimate purposes, not to use it for crime or any bullshit. To really to really get on your feet and get work and all that sort of stuff. So, who knows, maybe down the line this YouTube stuff will pay off and fund me to do other stuff, and I won't have to fucking take some chicken noodles anymore. I'm still living tough, but I'm also doing well because I'm a fighter and I'm an urban survivor, which is what the series is.